We've done most of the machining on the linear components to it and for the bearings, and now we're going to be assembling this.
Yeah, I lied!
Well, this is Jeff Herdman, E.D.S. Inc., and showing you some progress on our loft. We've got the I-beams all up. I've shown you that before. But what you haven't seen is I've started putting up my floor joists. I had some help yesterday evening setting these up here. And then this morning I've rolled them over and put them all up with their blocking. So they're all firm up here. Now I've got to get the rest of them. I've got them all cut and notched and ready to set up here. And I want to set them up over on this side because I'm going to bring the plywood up and set the plywood up here before I finish. That way I can get through. See, there's a big hole up the ceiling here. So I can get the lift in here, lift it up, and set it up on top of the plate up here, so I have it in position. So at any rate, so I have to get the floor joists loaded. Okay, so I've got them. I set my forks, narrowed them up. So I have a fork on each board. They're 2x12s, so it's about halfway on each board. And then I've strapped these to the forks on with two straps, and then I've wrapped the rest of the strap all the way around, taut, and tied it off. So my idea is to lift these, they're 16 feet long, and set them over on the far side of that those trusses, so that we can so that I can do this all by myself, because I don't have anybody here on a Saturday helping me. So I'm going to set up the camera and you can see whether I pass or fail. Okay, so now I'm going to go out and get the forklift. This will take me a few minutes, so I'll have some dead space. But this angle should give you a pretty good clear view of me setting those trusses right above this camera. Okay, we notched all those I-beams, not the I-beams, but the floor joists, to fit up and down off the ledge of the I-beam. So you can see that there, hopefully. We'll take it, they go all the way back to this back wall. You can see that, so we had to notch those so they'd fit in there. And what we're trying to do is, if you look here, let's see if I can take you up close. You see that plywood on the top plate? Right there, that plywood. We're trying to get the same height as that the top of that top plate. So the plywood that we apply up here is going to finish out to the same height as that floor. So the floor will be flush between the two areas. So that's what we're trying to achieve. So that's why we had to notch these, so that we got the appropriate height on, so that the plywood will set and flush with the other plywood that's existing. Okay, I'm going to be loading up the plywood onto the floor joist here. I have to climb back down. I've got the camera set up here, I have to plug it in so that we don't run out of battery. So it'll be a moment or two before I get down there and get the forklift started and move that plywood up here. So there we go. Plywood's up here on the trusses, and no mayhem other than me. This plywood here is 1/8 inch thick that I put the camera stand on. So I almost fell through it because I didn't step on the truss. So, or the joist rather, floor joist. So that was exciting. So, but anyway, we got our plywood up here. We got our the rest of our blocking and our floor joists up here. So now we can go ahead and proceed. I'll probably set the camera on top of that and I'll work from that, and you can watch me as I move forward. So this is Sunday morning. Yesterday I got all the floor trusses cut, stacked up here up on the trusses, and there are I-beams that we got up here, and it's about 8:30 in the morning. I can work until just about 12. Yeah, I have my religious services after that, so I'll be calling it a day then. But hopefully we'll get all these trusses in, and maybe we can get some plywood spread. So we'll see how it goes. I'm screwing everything together because in the future, if I want to pull it out, then I can do so. If we have to change things. So everything is going to be screwed together so that we can disassemble it if we need to. Unlike the grinding loft, we're not going to glue down the plywood. We're just going to set it down and screw it down. So that's what we're going to try to do. So I'm here by myself today. This Sunday, I'm standing on a ladder so that you can see me. And back behind me, this is all 8 foot up in the air. So at any rate, what we'll do is we'll just let this continue taping as I'm doing my progress. Hopefully my son will speed this all up because it'll be really boring otherwise, because it'll be 4 hours of nothing but you watch me put up my floor joists. So I'm going to try to re-aim the camera. I don't think that you're getting both I-beams there. I can't see for sure. Oh, maybe so. I'll readjust that camera a little bit and so you can see everything that I'll be doing, and then we'll get to work. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm tired after moving all that stuff. I'm beat. So we're going to call it quits for tonight. But this loft was for the wood shop. We're extending the wood shop with it. But I made a bid on a machine, and I won it. I was the only bidder. It's a machine that's currently in production, so it's a running, working machine that's being replaced with a newer model. I talked to the owner of it, and he was disappointed that I was the only bidder, but he was going to stick to his deal. So I got it for very, very little money, and he's going to take it out of service next week, the end of next week. So he's got work all the way through the end of the next week, and then his new machine is supposed to be coming in to replace this one. It's about 20 years old. What is that machine? It's a plasma cutter. So it's not just a plasma cutter, it's a plasma CNC plasma table. So it's 6 foot by 16 foot, and I'll be able to do all sorts of intricate cutting on that plasma table. So at any rate, that's what we're going to put up here for now until I can develop an area in the metal shop for it, or expand my space somehow. Space is hard to come by out here. It's all taken up. We're waiting for some other open places to empty out here in the same facility, and maybe we'll get another rental here that we can send it to. But for right now, it's going to go on the loft, and of course you'll get to see that when it comes in. So we're anxious for that new tool. So we got a lot of work to do to get ready for that. So I'll probably end up sheeting this with steel too, like I did the grinding loft, because I don't want fires. And if you have steel all the way around something, then all those little coals dropping down on the ground aren't going to cause no problems like that. So we'll probably end up sheeting that whole thing. Anyway, so that's what we got going, and I'm going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll come back maybe in the morning, maybe tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure. I got my Sunday worship meeting tomorrow, so that's at 1 o'clock. So I may come in early, but there's some folks that wanted to meet up with me, so I may meet them before or after my worship service. So depending upon how it works with them, I'll be in after that. Anyway, thanks for watching.